It's time to put Lori G. Pre's Humpty Bumpy back together again. As you saw in the opening scene there, we tack welded the bumper back into place and here in between episodes from part 1 to now part 2. But hey, if you didn't catch part 1 and you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Grant Tommy. This is Straight Six Man. You're home for offbeat hot rodding, and we continue on. We're trying to get better at how to use filler rod with the TIG welder. So let's just get right into it and let's just start trying to weld this fully up. Alright, so keep in mind, amateur TIG welder here. Definitely have some areas of porosity, so probably just didn't have my surface prepped well enough. So we're going to hit it with the grinder. We're going to see exactly where all the pinholes exist. Come back and we'll hit it again with some more TIG weld and filler rod and see if we can't improve on that. But it's otherwise all the way, welded all the way. And as far as penetration goes, some areas better than others, and I think maybe porosity may have been in part to how bad the material was on the back side of the bumper, but yeah, it's like I said, the only way we get better is if we try, right? And this is me trying. Well, I gave it a try. I tried, getting filler rod in where the pinholes were. Seemed to just create more. So there's still some imperfections in here, but it's ground down pretty good. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, because I'm going to have to remove the chrome off of the whole bumper anyway, so whether I get it sandblasted or what. Maybe I'm going to, I think I'll have it sandblasted, and then I'm going to just hit it with like Bondo to fill in these tiny imperfections. And then I think we're going to get it and I'll put it in primer and then either rattle can it or might get it vinyl wrapped if they have it vinyl wrapped for chrome. Travis said it's going to be more challenging because you recall there was the thin spots from rust. So I may just weld it up to here, weld it down to here, and then just come in here and clean out like a groove, and that way I can get some extra material in there. But yeah, we'll focus on welding everything else up, getting to that point, and seeing where we end up. All right, as you saw there, we got both sides welded together. Now we still have to fight that one rust area, but we filed that down and we squared it out. I did blow through some metal. There's a pinhole right in there. I still need to fix this hole, and I need to fill the holes that the bumperette's plugged into, but it's time to do another round of mock-ups because I kind of have a slight change in plans of what I'm going to do on the return side of the bumper. But first things first, we have to get this inner structure bolted back in so we can do our mock-up. I do have the collapsed bumper shocks in place, so that's good. But yeah, let's just, it's time to stop talking and start doing. Well, so I laid the inner structure and then I was thinking, why doesn't it want to lay flush? Obviously, because I sectioned this, I'm off a little bit on the studs. Actually, these are in the right spot. It's end ones. I've got to wire up these holes so the studs can slam through. So we'll pull back out, widen these, and we'll put this back together. Got the bumper mocked up. Looks great on the side to side. That 1.5 I took out. It's about perfect. Only thing, we still have these ear horns on the side that I'm kicking myself for not cutting off those ends from that bumper out at Chad's. I just can't justify another trip out there. It's about, these days it's about a $50 investment in gas. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is making some sort of a little fin that comes off of the back of this, and just kind of, that way this gap stays consistent. And then I still might try to figure out a way to get, because on the back side of the bumper, back here, there are little plastic caps back here where it's like a rubber piece wanted to live in there. And so I think that's what I'll do. I'll find some like rubber strip that fills this gap, and then I could still fill this gap with rubber as well. And that flange will give me a way to mount it to that. The other thought, because I don't want this to look like an afterthought, even though it kind of is I'm thinking about maybe taking the turn signals and letting them live in here. That way, and then I'll fill this out, smooth this out. That way it's like this piece has a purpose. Or I might cut some sort of design into it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll kind of make it up as I go along, but I need to get this measurement to know exactly what size of fin I need to make. Well, it's too cold to leave the door open, but yeah, so there it is. There's my little filler piece template, and I don't know, I'm going back and forth on, like, I just feel like the flat piece of metal would be too bland. So that's where I'm thinking if I could cut some sort of design into here. And I'm going back and forth on the turn signal idea, I don't know. But yeah, I was kind of thinking, like, if I could find a nice thin LED, I could go vertical in there. That might be a nice touch, but I don't know, I'm kind of just thinking just like a design of some sort, maybe a Pontiac logo, the shield, maybe to match this thickness or something. I don't know. But happy with the size of it. It's going to need some sort of contour to it, like probably bend it like that. So I might make it a little bit longer to give me that ability to put a bend in it. But yeah, we're going to end up somewhere in here. Alright, so this is where I landed. I went inside and I drew out probably 3 different designs, and I wasn't feeling any of them. So went on to Amazon and found some like universal trailer side marker light LED kits, and this is approximately the size of the ones I just bought. So I think what I'm going to do, and they have like a little flange on it that I think I'm going to mount it on the back sides, just the lens pops through, and I think that's what we're going to do. I don't know, I mean, I could change my mind, could put it up top, but what I'm going to do now is mark out 2 of these, cut them out of some sheet metal, and that way they're ready to go for when those marker lights show up. and then I can tack weld them in place and do all that stuff. And cut this out. I'm just going to cut out like a giant, like make one rectangle for a patch. Well, I'm not sure if you can tell that I've been shooting this over multiple days, but as may be evidenced by my shorter hair. But we got the filler panel cut out, at least for the passenger side. We still got to do the driver's side. And those lights I was telling you about came in from Amazon, so let me bring it closer to show you what that might look like. Alright, we still have to finesse this a little bit. I'll probably put a bend in it. I think I'm going to follow this line right here, this break point. Kink this back, bend this back. But then on the bottom portion, we found these on Amazon. These are just basically like generic side markers for trailers and whatnot. But you can kind of see the bevel here, or there's a little bit of reveal. I think I'm going to install these, cut out this shape, and then poke them through. But anyway, we got a lot of welding left to do. So rather than show you a bunch of different shots of me welding the various patch panels, I think we're going to end the episode right here. So if you want to get caught up on my other exterior mods over here, we got some other episodes you can go back and watch. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't care which one you do, as long as you do one, it really helps the channel out. To all my 6 fans out there, thanks for watching.